Hello everyone, welcome to our webinar. We're going to get started in a few minutes. Sit tight and we'll get everything started in a few. Thank you so much for coming and thank you for your patience. Hello everyone, welcome to the Chartering a K-Kids and Builders Club webinar. We're going to get started in a couple minutes, so for right now, please just sit tight, relax, and then we'll get started in a few. Once again, thank you everyone for coming. Hope you all are super excited for this, and we'll get started in a few. See you soon. Hello everyone, welcome to the Chartering a K-Kids and Builders Club webinar. We're going to get started in a minute or so, so please again hold tight. For waiting this long, I'm going to give you guys a quick pickup line, get your spirits up. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, you're a 9, and I'm the one you need. We'll get started in a minute, hold tight, and we'll get started soon. Thank you so much for waiting, thank you so much for coming, and we'll get started very, very soon. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Chartering a K-Kids and Builders Club webinar from the District Kiwanis Family and Foundation Committee. We're going to get started with our webinar right now. Thank you so much to everyone who came out tonight. I hope y'all are very excited to learn about our youngest Kiwanis Family counterparts, K-Kids and Builders Club. My name is Stringfellow, and I'm serving y'all as the Workshops and Webinars Coordinator on the District Kiwanis Family and Foundation Committee this year. You might remember my very bad jokes from last time. Before we get started, I want to give y'all a couple quick reminders about the webinar tonight, including sign-in and stuff like that. So to count attendance for tonight's webinar, please go to the link we posted on the Facebook event page to sign in with your info. This is super, super important, so that way we can count all of your hours, make sure that you're accounted for, so that we can get credit for attending this webinar, and as well as just to see, oh, hey, all these people showed up, super dope. At the end of this webinar, we'll be having a Q&A session, so if any of you have questions about K-Kids and Builders Club, the chartering process, or anything in between, we'll be able to answer them then. But the Q&A session, or the Q&A box, the submission form, will be open throughout the entire webinar. You should see at the top of the screen, ask a question with the Google link. So if you have any questions, feel free to submit there. That'll be super helpful, and we'll be taking notes about questions that we can answer at the end as well. So if you have a question that's like you really, really want it answered, we can write it down for you and get back to it at the end. And also, this webinar is being recorded and will be available on the CNH Circle K YouTube channel. So there is a YouTube live link that's also out in case like you're not on the Google Hangouts on air, which is fine. It'll be recorded there, and the slides we use in this presentation will be available on the district website under the resources, committee files, and then Kiwanis Family Foundation. With that, that's all the announcements I have. I hope you all are super excited. We're going to send it over to Joseph and Andrew to get started with our webinar. Hope you all enjoy this webinar. It's going to be super, super fun, and enjoy.
Hi, hi everyone. So this is Joseph, and we're just gonna introduce ourselves right now. So, hi. So I currently serve as the 2016-2017 District Kiwanis Family and Foundation Chair. In 2 years ago, I also served as UCLA's Kiwanis Family Youth Chair during the time that we co-chartered Lincoln Middle School Builders Club. Some of my favorite memories with K-Kids and Builders Club include, so for K-Kids, there's a tradition where the Kiwanis family chair in charge of K-Kids goes up, goes to the Chuck E. Cheese banquet and goes up one of those tube jungle gym things, which are really for kids, but yeah, like I still did it anyways. And that was super fun. And then for Builders Club, my favorite memory was really just kind of sending in all of that chartering paperwork after 6 months of working on it. It was really a rewarding feeling for me, kind of just seeing all of the hard work that I put in becoming official.
Hi everyone, my name is Andrew and I'm an incoming second year at UCLA. I'm relatively new to the Kiwanis family, but I'm super excited to be working as the Kiwanis Family Youth Chair for the current term at UCLA. One of my favorite memories so far working with K-Kids wasn't actually a K-Kids event, but we were helping out at their spring festival when a few of the K-Kids had come up to me and they recognized me even though I was new to the term and I had only been able to meet with them once before, and they wanted me to go with them and play on the inflatable slides. And so that was really cool, and it was really endearing to think that they remembered me and wanted me to play with them. Another favorite memory was with Builders Club at their end of the year banquet. It was the pizza party at the end of the year, and it was really fun because I got to hand out awards for them, and it was really fun to see them cheer on their fellow members whenever they won awards and to do cheers with the Kiwanis Club that we invited along. So before we start talking about how to co-sponsor your own local K-Kids or Builders Club, it's probably important to know what they are. K-Kids and Builders Club are fellow service leadership programs under the Kiwanis family, and they deal with different age groups. K-Kids is designed for elementary school students, while Builders Club is catered towards middle school and junior high students. They are our fellow student-led service organizations with their own elected leaders, and so they plan to participate in their own service projects and are part of an ongoing effort to try to provide service and leadership opportunities to people of all age groups. Since these organizations are the largest of their kind in the world, oftentimes people's first introduction to the Kiwanis family will take place through one of these two clubs. So it's pretty important to try to help these clubs grow by chartering more clubs nearby, as well as to see them grow in the number of members they have, as well as the service projects that they can do.
So now I'm going to go over the chartering process for Builders Club and K-Kids. This is from the perspective of a Circle K club. So yeah, I'm also going to be talking about my experience with chartering, so yeah. So this is how you get started with chartering a Builders Club or a K-Kids. The first step is really to communicate with your home club and your sponsoring Kiwanis club. When you do decide to charter a Builders Club or K-Kids, both of these parties need to be aware of the responsibilities that they have to the younger branch of the Kiwanis family. So some of these responsibilities include advising officers and members. So a lot of the time there may be like a representative from Circle K or a representative from Kiwanis going to the general meetings as well as the board meetings, and this is really necessary so that the Builders Club or K-Kids realizes that they do have the support from their co-sponsors. Another responsibility of the sponsoring Kiwanis Club and the co-sponsoring Circle K Club is to fund the Builders Club or K-Kids. So again, this is really on a case-by-case basis, but the minimal that needs to be allocated for K-Kids or Builders Club would be the chartering fee, which is paid when you're chartering, and then an annual fee to renew the club. And then other miscellaneous things that go into funding the Builders Club or K-Kids include funding for their service project material, items for socials, and just general things that a club needs in order to function. Again, like a lot of these responsibilities are covered by the Kiwanis Club, but it is also good as the Circle K Club to have part of your budget allocated for anything that the Builders Club or K-Kids needs. So yeah, once your club understands these responsibilities and communicates it to your sponsoring Kiwanis Club as well, then y'all can decide whether or not this is a path that you want to take. And then when you decide that, then you go into the process of looking for advisors. So every service leadership program needs a Kiwanis advisor. So by communicating with your Kiwanis Club, you should be able to find one of the members who can serve as an advising member for the Builders Club or K-Kids. And then when a Circle K co-sponsors a K-Kids or Builders Club, it is also normal to have a Circle K advisor, and usually that's the Kiwanis Family chair of the club during that time period. So once your club decides, your club and your sponsoring Kiwanis Club decides that you want to sponsor a Builders Club or K-Kids, the next step is really to find a site for the Builders Club or K-Kids. So usually when I chartered my Builders Club, the Kiwanis already had a site specified that they wanted it to be chartered at, so I kind of just went along with that. But in other cases, you're more free and flexible to find another site. So if your Kiwanis Club doesn't really have an idea of where they want to sponsor a Builders Club or K-Kids, then you as the person who kind of initiated the idea can definitely go look into other schools to see if they would be willing to sponsor a Builders Club or K-Kids. Really, during this part of the process, what you need to be doing is to communicate with the site what a Builders Club or a K-Kids is. So when I was chartering Lincoln Middle School Builders Club, I ended up sending an email to the principal kind of explaining what the Kiwanis family was and kind of talking to her about the benefits of having a Builders Club at the middle school. And once that was done, I scheduled an in-person meeting with her as well as a faculty member to kind of like pitch the idea and to show how it can be really beneficial for the campus community to have a Builders Club at their campus. Really, during this time period, what you want to be doing, as well as educating the school about what a Builders Club or K-Kids is to also secure the support from the faculty and staff. Honestly, the Builders Club and K-Kids isn't going to fare as well if the faculty and staff are not all that supportive of the club. So definitely during this time period, you want to show the faculty and staff of the school that having a Kiwanis Family Club at their campus is going to be beneficial for them and for their students. So once you kind of communicate the idea of what a Builders Club or K-Kids is, and the school finally agrees to let you charter a Builders Club or K-Kids at their school, you should also be looking into finding a faculty advisor. So usually this is one of the faculty or staff members that is kind of like the most drawn to the idea of having a Kiwanis Family Club at that school. So for me, what ended up happening was one of the teachers that was kind of there during my first initial meeting with the staff kind of just stepped up and volunteered to be the faculty advisor. And once that's set, then you can start moving on into the next step of chartering your Builders Club or K-Kids. And the next step is to get the members. So here we are now. We have the support of our home club, we have the support of our sponsoring Kiwanis Club, and we have the support of the school. The next thing that we need to do is to get members. So in order to get members, you can really kind of think of it as how you would get members if you were just in Circle K. So really, the number one thing you need to do is to spread the word out and get people excited about K-Kids or Builders Club. And this isn't just about getting the students excited, this is about getting everyone involved in that student's life excited. So in addition to the students, the teachers, the faculty, the staff, and the parents also need to be informed of what K-Kids and Builders Club is. So for when I chartered the Builders Club, like what I did was I sent out a letter to the parents to kind of tell them what the Kiwanis Family was, how Builders Club would help their kids in the future, and stuff like that. And that really pushed a few members to start joining the club. Other things that I did to spread the word would be to have announcements made through their PA system. I also had like select few like people who were already interested in the club kind of pulled their friends along. And then I also personally went to classes and talked to the kids about Builders Club and K-Kids. So once you draw enough attention, then you can have your meetings. Your first few meetings should definitely be informative, engaging, and fun. So aside from just kind of giving them information about Builders Club or K-Kids, you need to make it memorable and something that the students can see themselves going to continuously in the future. Again, like during this process, you should definitely be working with the faculty and staff because they do know the kids and they do know what can draw them to things. So getting their support is really helpful for building your club. And in addition to that, I highly advise getting the parents on your side because honestly, like if you think about it, these kids are in elementary school and middle school, and their parents still do have a very strong influence on them. And once you show the parents how beneficial being in K-Kids or Builders Club can be, then they will definitely push their kids into joining the club. So now we're at the point in the process where we have kids coming into our meetings. So what do we do now? So the next step is to really get organized. And by that, I mean a couple of things. So the first thing that you want to do is to maintain a steady membership. So like Circle K, the first few meetings are definitely going to be people just walking in and maybe not wanting to stay and kind of just like walking out. And so you get this in and out pattern with the kids coming along. So definitely after you kind of have membership going, you definitely want to establish a steady membership of people going there. So you definitely want like at least a group of like 15, 20, 25 kids staying and showing up to every meeting. So once that's done, you can elect and train your officers. So with every club, you'll see kind of a handful of people really dedicated to the organization and really want to make a difference. And so definitely you should encourage them to run for the positions of the chartering officers who are going to help you with the chartering process. And in addition to that, once your club kind of has been established in terms of membership, you definitely want to begin communicating with the advisors, the faculty and the Kiwanis advisor, as well as kind of your elected board officers on the bylaws of the club. So this is something that's necessary for chartering, and this is something that you need to be working on with all of the leaders for your Builders Club or K-Kids. And once you get everything organized and once you accomplish all of this, then it's finally time to submit your charter paperwork. So all of your hard work for the past couple of months comes into fruition when you finally send in your charter paperwork. So what's included in the charter paperwork? This packet is available on the Builders Club, K-Kids, and the Kiwanis International websites. So there are 4 documents included with this. The first one is the petition for charter. The petition for charter just asks for basic information about the K-Kids or Builders Club, as well as what chartering tier you want to go into, which has the price for the different chartering items. So that's pretty simple. The second document is the agreement to sponsor from the Kiwanis Club. So this is a document that kind of just runs through the responsibilities that the Kiwanis Club has to the K-Kids and Builders Club. And this document needs to be signed by, I believe, your Kiwanis president and the Kiwanis advisor. And then that's kind of the same thing with the third document, which is the agreement to sponsor from the school. Again, it runs through the responsibilities that the school has to the K-Kids or Builders Club, and it needs to be signed by the principal as well as the faculty advisor. And then the last document is the copy of the bylaws. This is something that you should have worked out during the organization process, and again, the bylaws are signed as well. In addition, if you are a Circle K club that is co-sponsoring the Builders Club or K-Kids, there needs to be an attached document stating the fact that that you're the co-sponsor. So it's a really simple document. It's just something that says the Circle K Club of the University of California, Los Angeles is co-sponsoring the Builders Club of Lincoln Middle School. And then it's signed by the Circle K president and then the different advisors. And this, with all of this paperwork, it's kind of between you and the Kiwanis Club how you want to kind of divvy up the paperwork. For me, I ended up handling most of the paperwork. So what I ended up doing was I would just go to the Kiwanis meetings, the school meetings, and working with my president at the time to kind of get all of these documents signed and sent out in a timely manner. Again, this is really up to you and the Kiwanis Club to see who wants to take on the responsibility of the paperwork. And then once all that is said and done, your work as a Circle K Club sponsor is still not over. So definitely once you co-charter the Builders Club or K-Kids, you need to make steps in ensuring the viability and longevity of the club. So each year you should have a plan for the club to see how you can promote the club more and ensure that more members are coming into the club and that your club is growing rather than just stagnating. And yeah. So just a final few tips from me. These are things that, these 3 tips really helped me during the chartering process. So the first tip is to definitely start early. Doing this right now over summer is the best. Because if you think about it, if you try to start this during the fall or during the school year, the staff and faculty and the principal do have a lot of things going on their plate. So definitely if you start over summer, you have the advantage. This also helps prepare you to take in incoming members, because by the time the school year starts, you already have most things set up and you're already in the process of just recruiting your members. Another tip that I have is to maintain good relationships with the school. So this is really important because, again, your staff and your faculty are the people who know the school and its students best. So getting helpful advice from them, as well as getting their support, is definitely going to be beneficial for the growth and maintenance of your K-Kids or Builders Club. And then the last tip I have is to definitely get your home club's general membership involved. Honestly, like, this is a difficult process, and the responsibilities that you will have towards the K-Kids or Builders Club is kind of a lot. So by having the support from your general membership and by having your general membership help you with those responsibilities, then definitely the process can be a lot easier, and your Builders Club and K-Kids will definitely be benefited from that.
Hello again. So that was a lot of steps, but your responsibility when chartering a K-Kids or Builders Club doesn't just end with turning in the paperwork. So for this other part of the presentation, we're going to be talking about the other responsibilities you may have so that the club hits the ground running. As Joseph mentioned, since these clubs will be just starting out, they're going to need a lot of help, so it's important to meet with them regularly. Whenever you can, meet up with board members and faculty advisors to help them plan out their service projects and to get an idea of what they want to do for the year. By showing up and actively participating, you can show the students and faculty advisors that their club and Circle K are here to stay and to lend them your moral support alongside physical support. You can serve as a sort of club advisor, bringing in your own experience from Circle K or other clubs to advise them on how to proceed. And also, don't forget to interact with general members at their meetings too. Usually their service projects will coincide with their meetings because of how old they are, and they won't be able to stay too long after school. So a big part of making sure that the club grows strong is to make sure that the kids are excited about service and attending meetings enough so that they would actually stay longer at school. So one great way to promote interaction is to make one of their service project meetings an event for your Circle K club. The kids and faculty advisors would love to see more college students attending and helping out with their service projects, and it will encourage them to keep coming out to meetings and doing more. But keep in mind, just because the goal is for the club to grow self-sufficient doesn't mean we shouldn't interact or support them afterwards. Keep attending and participating to help both of the clubs grow stronger. Another responsibility is to help the club plan out service projects for their members. Because of their age, the type of service projects that K-Kids and Builders Club can do is restricted. You may want to keep in mind the financial cost of the project, although many teachers are more than willing to, who serve as faculty advisors, may be more than willing to buy supplies for the classrooms and wouldn't hesitate to do anything that would help their kids. Try to keep the cost low whenever possible so that the longevity of the club is ensured. Also, try to be aware of time restraint, again, because many of their meetings will take place right after school. If your service project idea takes too long, you run the risk of many of the members having to leave midway when their parents come to pick them up. You also want to make sure that the kids are actually interested in the service project. It's a little bit self-explanatory, but try to make sure that the kids are interested because a big way for the club to grow is for the kids to bring their friends to meetings, and having certain fun service projects can get them to stay. One of the more effective ways to keep them engaged with the service is to make sure that the service itself is meaningful. Whenever possible, try to communicate with the kids and the faculty advisors the effect that their service has on the community. This can be as simple as taking a few pictures of, say, a garden that they planted, or if it's a tabletop service event, showing them how that whatever that they made is being used and that it's actually having an effect. Also remember that K-Kids and Builders Club are Kiwanis Family clubs, so Kiwani participation is really important. Try to keep the Kiwanis advisor up to date with how the club is doing and remain communicative with both branches. You can do this by sending an update email with the Kiwanis advisor or even meeting with the Kiwanis advisor and letting them know how the club is doing, as well as if they need any help. The Kiwanis can also be invited to participate in the service event too, and sometimes parents will be attending the meetings and just seeing what the club is all about and what their kids are doing. Like Joseph mentioned, the parents can be a big influence for getting kids to join, so it can be really impressive if they see college students and adults working alongside elementary and middle school students to do service. If they see that, they'd be more likely to encourage the kids to participate in the club, and the club can grow as a result.
Okay, so for the next part of the webinar, I will be talking about getting involved with K-Kids and Builders Clubs already in existence, and Andrew's going to go over a few project ideas that you can do with these younger SLP branches. So one way that you can get involved with existing clubs is if your sponsoring Kiwanis Club already does sponsor a Builders Club or K-Kids. If your club feels that it can handle the responsibility, then you definitely can talk about maybe the possibility of co-sponsoring that existing Builders Club or K-Kids with your sponsoring Kiwanis Club. But honestly, you don't really have to be a co-sponsor to get involved with K-Kids and Builders Club. So a lot of these things that Andrew talked about in terms of responsibilities to K-Kids or Builders Club, and then and a lot of the projects that he's going to be talking about later on, you can definitely do that with K-Kids and Builders Club clubs already in existence, and they don't even have to be sponsored by your sponsoring Kiwanis club. So with the creation of the Kiwanis Family Map, which can be found on the CNH Circle K website, you can definitely go look in your local area and see which K-Kids and Builders Clubs already do exist. Once you see where those clubs are, you can definitely contact them, contact their faculty advisor. If their sponsoring Kiwanis Club is not the same as yours, you can contact their sponsoring Kiwanis Club and definitely see what you can do to help that K-Kids or Builders Club and what you can do to work with that club. Again, this is something that you can do without really having the responsibility of sponsorship with you. So this is an option for clubs that really do want to work with Builders Club and K-Kids, but don't really see themselves as having the resources and the time to go through the whole chartering process or have the responsibilities of being a Circle K co-sponsor.
So if you're stuck as to what to do for service projects, we have some ideas of, or some examples of service projects that we did with our local K-Kids and Builders Club. The first ones are tabletop service projects. Some of the things that we did were making dog toys out of used shirts, and one thing that we added on to it to go along with our district service initiative was that we also educated them about the advantages of reusing and conserving whenever possible. Another thing that we did was to make sleeping mats for the homeless that out of plarn or plastic yarn, and we also decorated cards and gift baskets for those in the hospital. The advantages of tabletop service projects are that they're really easy to do and they keep the costs down, and above all, they're fun for the kids. It could be fun to teach them how to, say, make dog toys, and it's a great way to get more kids interested in joining the club if it's a new club just starting out. It's also really easy to show the impact that your tabletop service project can have by taking pictures or showing how the things that they made are being used. Something that you can also do for service outside the classroom is to make a garden, a school garden, or to plant trees. One of the advantages of this is that it's a reminder of the impact that they can have on their school. A lot of the times when the kids will come to school and they see a school garden that they planted, they can remember that they did this with Builders Club or that they did this with K-Kids, and they'd be more likely to come out and continue coming out. It's also a nice way for parents to kind of like brag about their kids and what they're doing, and to show exactly like how their kids are making a better impact on the world around them whenever they see like the gardens and they see that, wow, this looks great, and that their kid actually helped create that. Some other things that you can also do would be to hold a canned food drive or to work with nearby animal shelters. All of these are fun ideas, and that they are great for clubs that are just starting out as well as for already established clubs. So remember to keep thinking up with new service project ideas, and above all, to keep the ideas and restrictions that we talked about before in mind when planning these. Also, don't forget that just because Builders Club and K-Kids are a service-oriented organization doesn't mean that you shouldn't celebrate the hard work that you do through service. You should have socials in order to encourage more kids to come and also to reward them for their hard work. Some examples of socials that you can have are ice cream socials. It can also be a sort of incentive that you can have at the end of the year. If you tell the club, if the club manages to work X amount of service hours by the end of the year, they can have some incentives, such as like an ice cream social at the end. And it's something to have the kids look forward to at the end of the year and also to reward them. Other ways to reward service is through end of the year banquets. Some of the ones that we've had were as simple as pizza parties at the day of a meeting in the same meeting room that they usually meet in, or even for K-Kids, a fun day at Chuck E. Cheese. So also make sure that at these banquets or at these socials, you make sure to recognize people who went above and beyond whenever possible. try to have awards and gifts of appreciation such as pins or certificates prepared so that when you are announcing people who did very well, that their friends can see how well they did and to cheer them on. Another example of something that you can do to help reward service and promote more service is to have interbranch collaboration. Like I said before, the parents are often impressed if college students and adults can be seen working alongside middle schoolers or elementary students to do service. And so having joint service projects with multiple branches can be a great way to get people more engaged in the service that they're doing. Something else you can do are pen pal systems. So this is something that we have with K Kids, and basically how it works is that the K Kids would be assigned a pen pal within Circle K, and whenever the K Kids would have meetings, we would bring along letters that Circle K members would write to their assigned pen pal, and then we'd basically facilitate the exchange of letters. The kids often really love doing it, and they love the idea of having pen pals, so it can be a great way to encourage more interbranch collaboration.
Okay, so now we're going to move into the Q&A session. So if you have any questions, please go to the link that's posted at the top of the slide. You should see it on the presentation. It should be goo.goal//VYU7HG. As we get questions, we will be having one of the hosts answer for you. So please submit them now. We got plenty of time, but still do them ASAP so that way we can address your questions as fast as possible. Thanks, y'all.
Okay, so one of the first question says, aren't the faculty members also going to be on summer break? I know teachers go back a week or so before school starts, but they're usually also preparing for the new school year. How do you go about contacting the principal and faculty during summer? Sorry. It honestly depends on the school. So luckily for me, when I was doing it, the principal was very active with her communications over summer. So I kind of just like emailed them, and then they responded back within a week to my email. But again, it does depend on the school you're contacting. Definitely, if you are considering it, you should just go ahead and send that email. If they don't respond back within a week or two, then you can kind of just like try to find another way of contacting them, see if they have days over summer where their campus is open, and you could just go in and talk to the staff or the faculty and see if you can get anything from doing that. But definitely, there are faculty and people that check their emails over summer. So hopefully you could get a response by then. And if not, it's not really a problem if you try and charter over during the school year. Again, it does have its own set of challenges, but if the faculty and staff don't really respond over summer, then unfortunately you don't really have a choice, but you don't really have a choice aside from doing that. So yeah. But if you do need help, contact like one of the Kiwanis Family Foundation committee members, and they should definitely be able to give you more tips in how you can go about doing that.
Okay, so we still accepting more questions. We're going to give another minute to submit. In the meantime, I have a pickup line, another pickup line. Are you a magician? Because whenever I look at you, everyone else disappears. Aww. You guys have one more minute to submit questions, and then we're going to wrap up the webinar. If you don't have any questions, please stick around because we still have some announcements for y'all. Okay, so with that, we're going to wrap up the Q&A session. We're having some difficulty seeing questions, so if you are submitting them, I'm sorry we can't see them, but please feel free to reach out to any of the members of the committee, the Kiwanis Family Foundation Committee, or contact Joseph or any of the hosts if you have any more questions. With that, we're going to wrap up the webinar. So thank you all of you for attending today. We posted the contact information of the hosts here on the slide, so if you want to write it down or contact them, please do. Also, please fill out the attendance sheet. It was posted on the Facebook link. It's also, the link is being shown right now. Before we go, I have a couple quick announcements. First, again, please remember to sign in. And also, we have an opportunity from the District Kiwanis Family and Foundation Committee for those of you attending DPDT, District Professional Development Conference, and or live in the Las Vegas or Henderson area within 35 miles of UN Las Vegas. So we have District Key to College coming up during the time of DPDC, and we are looking for workshop hosts. And that application was released today. You should check all your division pages if you're interested in applying. Applications are due on Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. Tuesday, August 2nd, so please do that. And also, there are some workshop opportunities at Kiwanis Decon as well. We have 2 workshops. There's information posted on Facebook and also on the district website. The workshops are communicating with millennials and recruiting and retaining through SLPs. So if you're interested in hosting those workshops at Kiwanis Decon, please let Joseph know. And also, the applications are posted online. So please do that ASAP. These are both great opportunities to educate members of our Kiwanis family. Of course, teaching Kiwanians how to use technology and stuff is pretty tight. It's always a fun workshop to teach. And also teaching kids at Key to College is super worth it. As a workshop host for multiple Key to colleges, it's really fun and is a great way to share your knowledge. So with that, just going to wrap up. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending this webinar. We really do appreciate all of you coming out tonight to learn more about K-Kids and Builders Club, how you can charter one, and how you can get involved with these branches. If you have any questions, like I said, contact the host, contact anyone on the District Kiwanis Family Foundation Committee, and we'll get to your questions and help you out. We are definitely a resource for all of you, so please let us know if you need anything. With that, that's it. Once again, thank you so much for coming. I say that a lot because I'm really thankful that y'all came out tonight. Have a great night and catch our next webinar next month. Woohoo! Yay! And also let me know if you need more pickup lines. Okay, that's it. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.